What's going on, guys? It's Steve,
Susanna, and baby Marie.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hi.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hope you guys are all doing well. Judging by this video and the title, I guess, we did not make it over to Character Warehouse I Drive. You know, I said in the previous video, or the one before the previous video, I guess now, that we would try to get over to I Drive and then we would announce the winner of the ears giveaway. We couldn't get over there. The lines are, the waits, way too long. Like I said, you really got to set aside almost a day if you're making a video. Because you got to get over there early in the morning. You got to get in on the virtual queue. I'm talking about on the weekend, especially.
Yeah, weekend.
With the spring break crowds.
And everything. Yeah.
But you got to get on the virtual queue. You've got to wait to go into the store. Then you got to come all the way back home, edit, upload. Yeah. There's no way we couldn't do it this weekend. So we just decided to do a simple video with you guys from the house, the studio. And answer some of y'all's great questions that y'all left us down in the comments on the previous Vineland Warehouse video. Yep. We enjoyed reading those questions.
Yeah, it was
comments.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And, you know what? And, we had an idea of what we kind of wanted to talk about in this video anyway. And by reading the questions, we kind of know what you guys are in line with what we were thinking about telling and talking about. Yeah. So should we just bust into questions?
Yeah,
and then we'll announce the ear giveaway at the end?
Yep.
Okay. So... so one of the common questions that I saw down in the comments, Felicity Cawthon asked a similar question. She said, what's it like living in Florida and being able to go to Walt Disney World whenever you want? Stacy Dishotel, she said, what's the best things about living in Florida and what's the worst? Because she said she's thought about moving here someday. Yep. And Brittany Core, she asked, what is your favorite part of living in Florida? I'm considering moving to Orlando or the area just like curious what the pros and cons are. So a lot of people ask like a very similar question to what it's like living in Florida, the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah. You want me to go first? Do you want to go first? Do you have an idea what you want to say? You need to think about it.
Yeah, no.
Tell the people what it's like.
The good thing to live in the Florida, I like the tropical look of the state and places. Of course, the parks. It's a lot of entertainment here. A lot of beaches and all around the ocean. So, and plus almost always it's warm. That's it. Yeah, although sometimes that heat is over, especially I don't like the humidity. I like that it's warm, but I don't like when it's very humid. That is a little bit hard. That's why we are trying, when we are planning to go to the park or somewhere else, go like in the after like 4 or 5 o'clock usually. Yeah. So yeah, the bad thing, it's my opinion, it's the humidity that is very high here. When it's hot, it's hard to breathe. When it's a little bit cold, it's like you feel over cold, right? Yeah. It's a little bit cold, but as it's humid, the air's damp. Make you more cold.
45 degrees in Orlando in Central Florida, or in Florida with the humidity, feels much colder than 45 degrees in a dry place like Denver, Colorado. The air is very damp. It just chills the bones. Go ahead.
And the second thing that I am still not comfortable with that, the animals.
Wildlife.
You don't know. Like we kind of learn already lizards a little bit. Still, I'm like a jumping. I don't like the lizard, but the snake, and it's a lot of animals.
It's everything. Yeah. So, there's bears. There's wild pigs. We've seen, right beside the Magic Kingdom, several times at night in the parking lot, or the road that runs along the parking lot. I don't remember what it's called, but it leads to the Grand Floridian and the military resort. I always forget what it's called. We've seen twice, not wolves, but what are they called?
Fox?
Not the fox. Coyotes. Yeah, we've seen coyotes in those woods just staring at the Magic Kingdom parking lot around 10 o'clock at night. And we've theorized that those coyotes, have learned, they look like wolves, they are huge. They've learned that the guests leave in the evening and they must leave their trash in the parking lot so the trash cans are full. So they come out of those woods at night to raid the Magic Kingdom parking lot and eat the trash from the trash cans.
That's why we're surprised.
Creepy.
We are sometimes like surprised when we are driving to home and we could see some people, they just walking on that, where is the woods, on that sidewalk. And every time we are asking each other, how you can be scared to during the night to walk there, because 100% behind of that woods it's a lot of animals. They said even bear. Right? But I like to see the deers.
Yeah, a lot of deer.
Yeah, I like the squirrels. Although in Virginia we had a lot of squirrels too.
If you want to see deer at the Disney World Resort, it's almost a guaranteed daily. You'll see them right at Fort Wilderness. Every time we go to Fort Wilderness, literally every time, you will see a family of deer in the parking lot, right there in broad daylight. So I don't know, again, people are maybe at the campsites, they feed the deer sometimes like they're not supposed to. Yeah. So the deers just hang around Fort Wilderness. Be careful if you're driving though. When you're driving down that road that Fort Wilderness is on, the deer are everywhere, all day long.
So that is my, how to say, my feelings with the Florida, moving to Florida.
Well, let's answer another question before I give my opinion on what it's like living here and so forth, because this ties right in. Marie-Andre Dufour, no, I'm sorry, I read the wrong person's name. Donna Wood, she asked where you guys are originally from and how long have you lived in Florida. So before I start talking about that stuff, because I can tie in, I can answer two questions with one time. Yeah. Why don't you tell them though where you're from? Yeah.
I came 5 years ago from Armenia.
Let me ask you this before you go any further. Yeah. How different is it going from living in Armenia in Central Europe or Eastern Europe to living in the tourist capital of the world, Walt Disney World, Orlando?
That is very, very big difference.
That's a culture shock.
It's like to live in another planet. Really.
It is, right?
For me, especially in the beginning when I moved to I get married with Steven. So.
Did you say you're Armenian? I missed that.
Originally, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm Armenian too, by the way.
I'm Armenian from Armenia. Steven Armenian from United States. So we get engaged. We got married in Armenia.
90-day fiance?
Yeah.
Real life 90-day fiancés?
We got married through the church, but then later, that is another question. We have some question about. Okay,
I don't even remember what that question was. What were they asking?
How you met?
How we met, yeah. But you could just answer them all. Who answered that later? Because I want to give credit to who asked that question. I have written that one down to answer. Karen McClooney asked, how did y'all meet? Go ahead, just answer.
Yeah, I'll tell only the short from compare Armenian, how I feel Armenian weather and everything with here, Florida, I'll compare. It's like really totally live in another planet for me. Although I a little bit adjust already. 3 years we are here.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been here 3 years.
Yeah.
October 2019 or 18?
I'm sometimes surprised by myself how I could learn like a lizard or to see the snake somewhere, because it's so rare. We don't have animals. We can see like even squirrels. We have to go to the
mountains.
To the zoo.
Oh yeah, in Armenia, you have to go to the zoo, bears, up in the mountains.
Or that type of coyote or fox or wolf you will never see. We have just dogs, cats.
Right. In Armenia, in Yerevan, the capital city, it's just like any other Eastern European city, like a Kiev or something. I mean, it's a city, all concrete. It's a concrete jungle.
On the trees, we have only birds. We don't have squirrels.
Right.
Especially lizards, although I heard some people, they said that
lizards are tropical.
Very rare.
Yeah, it's a tropical thing.
Yep. So that's it. If compare from Armenian to come to Florida straight, it's totally like you feel yourself really like in the beginning you feel yourself like alien. Somebody who came from another planet. And really sometimes I'm surprised how I could adjust.
Yeah. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in Armenia too, so I can imagine I have a little bit of understanding of what it would be like. It's culture shock times a million is what I would say. Not only is Central Florida, the United States in general, but Central Florida, a typical East Coast city, it's extraordinarily diverse, very, very, very multicultural, multinational, multilingual. Yep. In Central Florida, there's probably just as many English speakers as Spanish speakers, and then you have Brazilian Portuguese, I should say Portuguese. I mean, but definitely like the Spanish and the English is almost like equally spoken.
The first thing that Armenia is not international country.
Right. It's Armenian.
We have a
through and
very
through.
small minority, very small.
Which is how most of Eastern Europe
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
And how we meet, you tell that.
Well, I mean, that's a long story. I don't know, that's a long story.
Sure.
But the short story is, like a lot of people that meet today, we met online originally, years ago.
Yeah,
five years, 6 years now? 7 years. I don't even know.
7 years.
7 years ago. And I actually met his friends first. If you guys don't know.
You were planning to come.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So I'll share a little story. I worked for the airlines. I worked for Delta Airlines, or a subsidiary of Delta Airlines, for a couple of years. And it actually allowed me to travel the world. I wasn't I wasn't a flight attendant. I was actually a behind the scenes kind of guy with the airlines. I'll just say that. And so I got to travel the world with Delta Airlines, which was fantastic. I got to go all over Europe. And being that I'm Armenian from the United States, I always wanted to go to see Armenia, like the motherland or whatever. And working for Delta gave me that opportunity to go over there essentially for free, almost for free. If some of you guys that are watching work for airlines, you guys know what I'm talking about, standby flying. So I met Susanna through the internet back then. God, it's hard. It sounds like it's so long ago, but I think how much the internet has even changed in 7 years and online, but whatever. And so I went over to Armenia. I met Susanna in person, met a lot of her friends in person, and I just had a blast. It felt like a second home. And we just continued to talk after my return back to the United States.
In the beginning, we didn't know originally, like, we just meet like
it's common for, let me say, it's common for Armenians in the United States or in like France, where there's large diaspora communities, to go to visit Armenia one time to see like your motherland or something, if that's the right term to use. I know that's kind of a weird term to use in the Western world, but like for example, Jewish Americans want to go visit Israel one time, or go see Israel and go see like their ancient sites. Armenians are the same way. Like we have a lot of ancient sites in Armenia that we want to go visit and take a tour of, and just be immersed in the Armenian culture a little bit. So it was always something I desired and wanted to do. So I got to go over there, met Susanna, friends.
The very first time when you came, I mean, we didn't have a plan to marry or engage or meet. We didn't know that you will come back that soon.
No. Yeah. But either way, I had wonderful adventures in Armenia with Susanna. I had a great time, and ended up going back and visiting Armenia for the next couple of years many times. I don't even know. I lose count how many times I would go over there to see Susanna and just explore Armenia more in the country, and fell in love with it. I will say that, and fell in love with Susanna. And we ended up doing the 90-day visa, which a lot of people nowadays are very familiar with because of a famous TV show called 90 Day Fiance. We did do it though long before there was a 90 Day Fiance TV show. I think our visa was like 2 years prior to that, but whatever. I always thought it was funny. I was like, oh, we could have been on that show maybe. But we probably wouldn't have been entertaining enough. If you guys that watch 90 Day Fiance, we've talked about it before, you have to be a pretty dramatic, crazy situation, I think, to make it to that show. Our situation would probably bore you guys or something. So, but anyway, that's how I met Susanna. Susanna, long story short, she came here. I am from Richmond, Virginia, Central Virginia. I love Central Virginia. It's where I spent most of my life. And I moved, when Susanna came here, we lived in Richmond for a while. And then I've always had a desire, like a lot of you guys that are asking in the questions, what it's like, or not what it's like, but a desire to want to move to Florida, to move to be closer to Disney. I've been going to Disney really my whole life with my family and stuff. And I've always liked it. Then when I was working for the airlines, I was able to travel to Disney I hate to say not as much.
I remember you, even when you were visiting Armenia, you were always telling that in your plan to move to the south.
I wanted to get out of the cold. I just was tired of living somewhere where it was so cold. You're shaking the camera. Yeah. It's going to shake the table. The whole camera's going to be doing this in the video. I didn't want to stay somewhere that was so cold. You know, I was ready to go to Florida. So always had a desire to live in Central Florida. But either way, so Susanna came to Richmond first. We were there for a while, and then we finally made the move on down to Orlando. And I think we made the move at the right time because it gave us time to get here 2 years prior to 2020 and the pandemic starting, where we could get settled in and not be trying to move down here in the chaos that a lot of people, if you guys know, a lot of people are moving to Central Florida as we speak, or moving to Orlando A lot of people have a desire to leave the north and come down here to Orlando. People want to know, what is it like living in Florida? Like, this is exactly what Felicity Cawthon asked. What's it like living in Florida and being able to go to Disney World whenever you want?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give my pros and cons. So I'm going to try to answer these as best as I can.
Answer for both of us. You
Okay.
know how I feel about that too.
A lot of people, before they move to Disney, they really want to come down here. We all know why. It's fun to be near the theme parks. You can get the annual passes really cheap up until recently. And, you know, you can basically have, instead of having Central Park to go spend your Sunday afternoon, you have Epcot or you have Magic Kingdom or something, which is really cool. But I know a lot of people, including myself, we always have this wondering, like, well, if you live this close to Disney, do you lose the magic, or is it no longer exciting? And the answer is a little bit yeah. I mean, how do I say it? When you're taking a vacation to come to Central Florida, it's your vacation. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to think about really your work, or you don't have to think about this and that. You're taking a 1 week vacation or 2 week or however long you're coming, a weekend. Where you're on vacation, just like if you were going to Miami for the weekend or something. Whereas, like, if you live here, you lose out on that aspect. Like, since we've lived here, we've never checked into a hotel for like 10 days or a week or even a weekend or something. We just haven't done that because we live so close. I don't know. So we haven't taken a vacation at Disney. Does that make sense? So you lose out on that aspect. I know some people like to do like these staycations or that type of thing where they go stay at the resorts, which I'm open to, but just haven't done it.
The good thing that you live here with the parks, you don't have to like get up 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock and go spend all day under that sun and heat.
But I will say this though. What I want to say is you do experience the parks in a totally different way.
Yeah.
It's a totally different thing where, like, we might finish up our work at 6 o'clock. Oh, Epcot's open for another hour and a half. Let's shoot over there. Even if we're only there for like 35 minutes. Just walk around, get a little exercise, go see what's going on. Maybe see one attraction, take her on something. Whereas if you obviously don't live here, you're not going to do that. And obviously if you don't have an annual pass, you're not going to do that. So you're going to, if you live here, if you're looking at it through our eyes, you're totally going to experience Central Florida and Disney and Universal in a totally different way.
And you're never getting tired. Because
I don't know about that. Well, it's not that you're not getting tired. I just think you're not going to experience it. It's a totally different way to experience it. Whereas, like, if you're coming from Richmond still, you're going to experience it as like, this is my vacation I'm going on. Whereas if you live here, it's more like, it's just like back in Virginia. Like, what are you going to do for the Sunday afternoon? You might go to the mall and walk around. What are you going to do here in Orlando? You might go to Magic Kingdom and walk around for an hour or a couple hours or something. That's just my opinion. So if you don't want to lose out on like Disney is still my vacation, then you might have to figure something out there. But then there's people down here that seem to do pretty good with like DVC or something where there's people that live here in Disney or in Orlando that have DVC and they still use their points to go check in for a weekend. We don't do DVC. It's not something that we're doing right now. So we don't have points for DVC. So if we wanted to go stay at a resort, it's out of pocket, nightly, normal. And the prices right now at the resorts, guys, are high. You would think like the resort prices would be down due to the pandemic, but it's the opposite. I think it has to do with there's just a lot of demand for people to come here on vacation because it's open. And a lot of the resorts are not open. So it's probably a supply and demand thing. There's not a lot of rooms. All Stars are opening, in a couple of days here, but it's been closed since Disney reopened. So the Disney resort prices are high. So we haven't been doing that. But either way, what I guess I'm trying to say is if you live here, at least for us, we experience Disney kind of like it's our place to go hang out a little bit, whereas it's not our place to go vacation right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Like if I was going to take a 1 week vacation, I'm probably going to go like to California, or I'm going to go to
cruise
or to Paris or something. Whereas like Disney, I probably wouldn't spend a week right now at Disney or something. Does that make sense? Yeah. We experience it just in a different way. Okay, go ahead, because I know you want to say something.
I forget already what I wanted to tell.
Now, someone did it.
I just wanted to tell that you're not getting tired because Disney World, it's such a big property and the parks, even like Epcot, it's a lot of places that I personally never like the gift shop.
Yeah.
I never have been there. And the one thing it's good that Disney all the time they are renewed. There's merchandise. It's always fun to go to the shop.
But it's different.
Yeah.
But it's still different.
Of course it's different.
Like for example, y'all just probably saw the last video. We went and looked at the Easter eggs at the Grand Floridian. that's how we experience Disney now living here.
Yeah.
Versus like if we were coming from Virginia or coming from New York or California, wherever it's a vacation, you're gonna have a 3-day, 5-day, 4-day, whatever your ticket is, maybe Park Hopper. You're gonna spend all day at the Magic Kingdom, all day at Epcot. We don't experience it that way anymore because living here, it's more like it's where we go fill a lot of our empty time, like free time. We go spend free time over
The one
there.
thing it's happened this pandemic. Before pandemic, we were planning to take some hotel rooms. You remember?
Yeah.
Still, we wanted to take hotel rooms to stay there. And we're in our future plan. We have that we will go and we'll take some. Of course, it's not the same. Because before to move to here, I live in Virginia and we visit couple times. Yeah, it's totally different.
Totally different.
Yep. And one thing that it's related with this question, one person asked about the prices. Yes, after they ask about before pandemic and after pandemic, the merchandise, not all, but some merchandise, they raise the price. Like
the ears,
example,
the spirituals.
ears, the head, the jerseys. Dunionberg magic bands, before it was $48. Now it's $58. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not all merchandise, they raise the prices, but some, I can tell the hot merchandises, it's a little bit expensive than before pandemic.
Well, but I'll just real quick cut in. So Brianna Cord, like you already gave, she wanted the pros and cons of living in Florida. I'll just spit out some pros. Some pros of living in Central Florida: gorgeous weather. Cost of living is super cheap compared to a lot of other places. If you want to buy a home here, there's tons of new construction. So you basically can buy a brand new home for the cost of a used home. And the homes are massive, huge square feet houses, gorgeous, like tropical looking, Florida looking homes. The only thing you lose out on is land. Homes are very close together. So that bothers people sometimes. That's something to think about. But yeah, like homes, like if you want to buy a home here, it's pretty cool. Now there is a huge real estate war going on here, but that's going on in a lot of parts of the country where there's a lot of buyers and not enough sellers, but there's a ton of new home construction. Having access to the parks, having access to the, if you're a local Floridian, you can get the good deals on the annual passes, same with Universal, same with SeaWorld. Living in Central Florida or in Orlando, you're very close to the East Coast, Daytona Beach. You can go to the Spaceport, Space Center. Cocoa Beach is on that side. You're very close to St. Augustine. You're on the Tampa side. You're very close to Tampa. You're very close to Clearwater Beach. You're very close to Miami. Yeah, Miami's a couple hour drive south of here. So it lives up to its name, very central.
You're close to the cruise. You can
close to the port.
You can go
Port Canaveral is a few miles away, and you can get good deals when cruising resumes. Is being a Florida resident too. You can get last minute deals as Florida residents. So yeah, the port is super. That's actually a cheap way to spend a couple of days is on a cruise ship. I mean, cruises are one of the cheapest ways to travel if you feel safe doing that. And once this is over, but Central Florida, another thing we like about it, aside from the Disney aspect of it, there's just a lot to do around here. This is kind of a weird one. The airport. If you live in a place like Orlando, you have flights all over the country and the world because it's the tourism capital of the world. There are direct flights everywhere. We have direct flights now to Hawaii from Orlando. So if you like to travel and maybe don't want to always do it here, by living here in Orlando, you can get a lot of direct flights to Europe and so forth. And so that's a cool thing too. The negatives to living here, I think I kind of touched on them, is just if you think like the way I described how Disney feels to us versus how it felt before we moved here, that could be considered a con. You just have to ask yourself, like, if I lived in Orlando, would I be okay with Disney being someplace that more I fill some of my free time, whereas I fill my vacation time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Another maybe negative to living here, traffic. I'm sure y'all hear about the Orlando traffic. Traffic is brutal. Spring break's going on right now. Traffic is really, No, it's okay. You want to play with the remote?
Yeah. Traffic
is tough here. Yeah, that's one of the things you have to contend with. Being that it's a tourist city, I actually can feel it because obviously not raised in a tourist city. the way I was described is like a tourist city swells and does this. So throughout the seasons, you feel the population grow and like this bubble swells, and that's going to be your traffic and all the people. And then once the tourism season is over, like Christmas is over, it can feel smaller again. But then all of a sudden here comes spring break and it feels swollen again. So like, I can't explain, but it feels like the city goes through this like population jumps, population shrinks, population jumps, shrinks. You can feel it when you go to your local Walmart. So you could go to your local Walmart and it'll be like normal. And then all of a sudden it's tourism season, like it's right now spring break. Walmarts are packed, or the interstates are packed.
Oh, yeah, the traffic's the most.
Does that make sense? It's like a bubble. It bubbles up and it shrinks. Bubbles up, shrinks. And then, you know, we're self-employed. I think a lot of y'all know that. We've talked about it before. But if you're not self-employed, I have been told. Look, I don't know because I haven't really had to ever explore like the job market down here. But I'm told that the job market in Central Florida is very difficult, especially with all the layoffs to cast members in the last year. And the wages, the wages in Central Florida are some of the lowest in the United States. And that has to do with Central Florida and Orlando being a service economy because of all the resorts, the hotels. Everything is service-based. So they generally service-based, I guess, are some of the lowest wage jobs. And so they're able to, so being that the majority of jobs in Central Florida are, I'm forgetting what I'm saying now. Being that the majority of jobs in Central Florida are service-based, service industry, the wages are low here compared to the rest of the country. That's something to keep in mind. If you're interested in moving down here, maybe the first place to start, I don't know, would be whatever your career is or whatever type of work you do, see, you know, what is the pay scale in Orlando for that? Because generally it's going to be lower. But I do believe things are changing so rapidly here in Orlando after the pandemic because so many people are moving here. I know it's driving up the cost of the homes dramatically. Home prices.
And one thing it's making.
So I'm thinking it's going to hopefully drive up some of the wages and the income too to make and you know, with so many changes going on from 2020 the pandemic, a lot more companies I think are going to be looking at Orlando to set up headquarters. So maybe there'll be more job opportunities that didn't exist prior to the pandemic. I think that you're going to see more corporations maybe putting corporate headquarters here, offices here, that type of thing. Like coming from a place like Richmond, like Central Virginia, so like where like it's a banking place, there's a lot of high-paying skilled positions and stuff, a lot of companies to work for between Richmond to Washington, D.C., whereas like in Orlando, you don't have that so much. But I think it's coming and more. But yeah, I would say like the job market may be for some people a con, but it can actually be a pro depending on what you do. Go ahead.
One question was, I wanted to mention about that with us, a lot of people, they are moving here recently. When I we were visiting to the doctor, it's becoming every time harder and harder.
That's difficult. Gotta get a doctor.
To get the doctor, to get the appointment closer, that like if you need to go.
If you want to get our experience, look, just being honest, like our experience, like to getting a good family doctor, it's a little tricky down here because, again, like she's saying, a lot of people have moved here. There's just not enough doctors. So that could be a little tricky. You got to get in with a good family doctor. All right, we're back. We had to put baby Marie to sleep. It was her afternoon nap time. She was getting fuzzy.
Yeah, that's why she was fuzzy.
Honestly, this just went longer than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to take so long to answer the questions, but it's interesting. Once you start answering the questions, you know, that's... So anyway.
Yeah, we answer in such a way that we would like that somebody answered to us too. We have that question how it feels, because when we moved to the Florida, a lot of things we didn't know how we are going to feel here.
We'll see. I'm just seeing here. So Marcia Harrington, she had asked how long have you been in Florida? We said 2 years. And how long? 3 years. I'm sorry. 3 years.
We moved 2018 October.
Yeah, right in October. It's a perfect time to move here, actually, because then you get to do...
October, it will be 3 years.
Yeah. It's just a great time to move here, too, because you get the Halloween parties, you get horror nights at Universal, then immediately you get Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And they were asking about the weather, too, which
beautiful.
Weather it's better to visit the
That was actually Shelly. She said, what is... Well, I don't know if this is the question you're referring to, but Shelly, she said they're planning a trip to Disney World in December. And what is the weather like during that time? What's the weather like in December?
It's very good time to visit. It's just very crowded at the same time.
It is very crowded, but it is the best time to come.
Yeah, yep.
It's if you can.
January too, I can tell.
if you come with the understanding that it's going to be very busy, just understand it's going to be busy. It's Christmas. Everywhere's busy.
Yeah.
But you get to see the decorations, and there's just like this feeling in the air.
Yeah.
It's so special, right? Like the whole time at Disney, like there's nothing like the holidays.
Yeah.
All the merchandise. We like merchandise, but all the Christmas merchandise, all the decorations, special dining, just everything going on at Epcot. It just hopefully this year we'll get the Christmas party back too. This year we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see.
But,
and one question, as you said, one question was I don't know the name. They were asking how it feels during the pandemic. We are not scared
I saw
to
this
go.
question. It was Junebug. I'll just read it. She said, I haven't been to the Character Warehouse since they were opened and not even been to Disney Springs since they've been getting super crowded again. Yes. And definitely no parks, which are super crowded right now too. She said, it's just too scary, and now they say the new variants are dangerously contagious, too scary. She wants to know, like you were just going to say, do you still feel comfortable going?
Of course, not 100%. Yeah. We are always using the mask, sanitizer, washing the hands, especially with baby. So one thing that she still can't have a mask. When we feel that it's crowded and we are not comfortable, we just cover her with that blanket. Yeah. For us, when it's crowded, we are trying to avoid the crowded places. Sometimes it's a little bit funny, but if we are forced to go through, sometimes I keep my breath. I know Steven doing the same thing, just in case. Yeah, holding breath until we will cross the people, just to be the safe side.
Here's the thing, and I'm just thinking about what you were talking. Part of living down here changes that dynamic a little bit, because if you live here and you go to the parks like we do, which is maybe for an hour or something like that, we know what time, or we have the benefit of going at the times when the parks aren't quite as busy. So we might go really late in the evening. Yeah,
we are checking the wait time for the...
We check the app constantly. And look at the wait times. And if we say like, oh look, Small World has a 5-minute wait, or Peter Pan is 10 minutes, we know Magic Kingdom is really empty, and we'll go. But if I look at the app and it says the wait for Peter Pan is
17 minutes.
Yeah, 80 hours or something. We know not to go. So that does give us a benefit. I hadn't even thought about that. So in that sense, it helps. Yeah. And if we go to the parks and it's crowded, we'll leave. We've done it before.
A couple of times it happened. We went to the shopping mall for Character Warehouse. We have seen it's very crowded.
Leave.
We didn't do anything. And the same with the park too. One time only happened with the Epcot. The app was showing that it's like no wait and something. We get there, it was so crowded. Do you remember? We just did the loop and
we're still in that party or group of people that we still don't eat in the indoor restaurants. Which is very difficult because I love my Disney dining so much. But we're just waiting. Vaccines are opening up here in Florida very soon. Actually this Monday, they've lowered the age to 40, which is not giving away our ages, but we might be able to qualify now for a vaccine. So, so maybe we'll be able to get lucky and get a vaccine here soon. But yeah, we don't eat in the restaurants. If we're like, I know sometimes, well, here's the thing. We know the areas, like a lot of you guys do. We know some of the areas that are going to be more crowded than others. Like we're at bottlenecks at the World Showcase by the Mexico Pavilion. So we're kind of prepared there could be a big crowd there, or we're going to walk through there quick, or we'll just try to avoid the areas that generally are crowded. And if there's an attraction that has a really long line, we don't ride it. Or if it's all indoors, we just don't do it. That's just how we've kind of been navigating the situation. I don't know that there's any, I don't know. That's about what we can do. But it did make me think that because we live here, we do have that benefit of if it's crowded, we leave. But if you're on vacation here, what are you going to cancel your trip and go home? So that is something to think about. If you're concerned with the crowds and that type of thing, if you're more worried about the I don't like to say more worried, but if the virus plays into your trip planning more, then maybe try to plan to come when it's not spring break, when it's not Christmas. Come at the odd times, and you can do better. You can avoid the crowd, and Disney does do a good job with the distancing. Although I have seen though that they're talking about moving the distancing to 3 feet instead of 6 feet. You gotta go check it. Well, let's keep on going. Ready? I hope that they don't drop it to 3 feet though, because I do enjoy the 6 feet of space. I've said it before, like virus or no virus, it's nice to go to Disney and have some room in the queues and have some room in the shows. Like 6 feet is comfortable. Whereas like y'all know how it was before, like they cram everybody on top of each other. So, but there has been some rumors they may soon drop the social distancing down to 3 feet. They do now on almost every attraction that I know of. They don't leave space like between the rows, like on the boat rides. Like they seat every row now. So those are things to take into think about. I don't know. I don't have an exact. I don't think anyone has exact answers. What you're comfortable with.
I'm thinking that the vaccine will come soon, and hope that the most people who's coming to the Disney World they will have, so it will be much safer.
Yeah. Well, we're in a special predicament, like some of you guys. Like if you have like young children. Obviously, we know young children aren't getting the vaccines anytime soon. I know they're doing some testing on children now, and if you're going to the parks, even if you and I are vaccinated, when you're going to the parks with a child, you have to weigh like that's another thing. You have to weigh like, you hope that a lot of adults are vaccinated to protect the young children, vice versa. But then they also tell you that young children are not as susceptible to the virus as the adults, and I don't know.
No, we are not very comfortable. But we are trying to, as much as we can, be careful, keep distance.
Yes.
When like the stores, it's crowded. Steven can go inside for footage.
We'll always leave the baby
to put
outside.
I'm waiting with the.
That's something I don't know if that shows up in the videos.
Even Character Warehouse a couple of times happened. We went together, but it was crowded.
Yes.
Steven did the video. And what I wanted, I told him to grab for me. Yeah.
I'm not even sure how much that shows up in the video. But there's plenty of times that we've gone to like do a gift shop, a shopping video or something, and I don't know if it doesn't show or it does show. I don't know. I have to think about that. But where she'll wait with the baby or something while I run inside or something.
Yep.
We've had that's just something to think about. So I think it's everyone's comfort level. I don't even know if I like saying it that way, but it's always in the back of our mind. I'll tell you that. Like. Yes, it's always in the back of our mind. We're well aware of like there's an ongoing pandemic and
I just see that somebody asking what is your favorite park. Right now our favorite park it's the Magic Kingdom because it's a lot of although before it was for me was number one Magic Kingdom too, because it's more classic. It's like a straight when you said Disney.
It's what you think of.
World Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's like the image coming the Magic Kingdom. Right now Magic Kingdom is number one because of the baby. It's a lot of attraction to go with her.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Fantasyland for her.
Do you have anything to?
My favorite park. That's a tough one. Right, I think it changes sometimes. Like right now it's Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom.
Same. You know why too? Because of the social distancing and the limited capacity, not talking about spring break like right now, but up until spring break, it was very enjoyable, honestly. You know, pandemic or no pandemic, fear of virus, no fear of virus, was extremely enjoyable just because it was not crowded. I think like I noticed things in all the parks that I've never even paid attention to before, like a piece of architecture or something, because normally it's so crowded, you miss out on a lot of that stuff. Whereas like when it hasn't been crowded now, you see things. Oh wow, I never noticed that. Is that new? Like or something. So yeah, Magic Kingdom, Epcot. I always like Epcot. It's just so much is under construction right now.
Right.
I'm 50-50 on festivals. I think I've mentioned that before. I enjoy the festivals, but I don't enjoy the festivals all the time. Because sometimes I like World Showcase to be a little bit more relaxing and quiet.
It's overcrowded.
When there's a festival, when there are festivals, it's not relaxing and quiet, which is great. I mean, you want to enjoy the festivals. Everybody's having a good time. It's just sometimes I like both. I like quiet World Showcase, festival World Showcase. But right now, basically, all you're going to get almost all year long is festival World Showcase, and you might get a 1 week gap between festivals or something. So that's why whenever the festivals finish, we'll go to Epcot like 3 or 4 times in that 1 week span just to go there without the festivals. But we do enjoy the festivals too. I wish you could have both. Can't have both, but wish you could. Someone did ask our favorite ride. Macarena Soto asked, "What is our favorite ride? Do you have a
Mine
favorite
is
ride?
still it's Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage.
Yeah, I remember the very first time when I experienced it. I can't even explain the feelings that you really like. It's a virtual reality. You appear in that avatar land, and that smell, that flying, it feels so real.
Yeah.
So still now I can tell that number one. I will tell that Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage.
Yep. For you.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to
It's a
tell,
tough
but
one.
you have to pick one.
You have to pick one. Oh, wow.
I can help you.
You can help me?
I know you like the Pirates. of
Pirates.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I enjoy. I mean, Pirate is just classic. Yeah, I guess Pirates, Haunted Mansion. But I have to pick one. Pirates. Yeah. Yeah. God, it's a tough one. It's very hard for me to really. I like them all. Like I almost would rather pick like what's your favorite ride in a category. Like what's your favorite dark ride, favorite roller coaster, favorite projection attraction. Because it's hard for me to like just what is the one thing you have to do. We haven't done Pirates, by the way, since the parks reopened. Yeah. Because it's all indoors and that type of thing.
Baby. It's
Well,
a little
yeah.
bit for her.
Dark and
dark and yeah.
I think she'd be okay.
And one thing I want to mention too with the rides and parks now with the baby is totally different.
Yes, that changes
feelings.
everything. Yeah.
Totally, especially for me. Last time I was telling the Steven that for me I'm now more interesting. Now I'm more enjoying the parks, and because of her, I'm like looking through her eyes how she'll react, and that make me more like excited and happy.
Yeah. I'm just seeing these questions here. No, okay, so you're right. No, I'm sorry, I was just reading something here. Yeah, going with a child or a baby, it changes it completely. Like you said, like you're seeing it through the eyes of a child again, and it's just everything is new.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like I get more enjoyment out of seeing like her reaction to something than my own reaction. So almost like I have to say now, like, what's your favorite attraction with the baby? Well, it's a Small World because she had so much fun on Small World. So maybe that's my favorite thing now because whatever she likes.
She was singing.
Singing, the animatronic little dolls all dancing. Like they're about her size, I guess. She just loved it. It was.
It was a lot of fun, really. And before the first time I used the Small World, I didn't like get that excited when I did first time with the baby. It was a lot of fun.
Imagine for a child how colorful it is, the music. Yeah, the Small World. Anyway, another question. This is interesting. Another question Amber Carr asked, which was an interesting one. She said, "Do you guys plan on ever visiting Disneyland out in California?" I've never been to Disneyland.
Never have been, of course.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've never been to California. I've been to the West. I've been to Arizona. We've been out to Vegas. Been to Phoenix. Why we've never been to California? I don't have a good answer. It never happened. I've never been. So yes, absolutely, we want to go to Disneyland. We were planning to go to Disneyland prior to 2020. We've been researching, booking. I want to see it so bad. We both want to see it so bad. Plus, being that we're Armenian, I know you guys don't know this. So the largest Armenian community outside of Armenia, the country, is in California, in Glendale. Yeah. Glendale, home of Disney corporate, is also home of our little Armenia. It's actually
it's called.
So there's bakeries, restaurants. Yeah, we want to go see it so bad. So anyway, we want to do Disneyland very soon. So maybe as this thing starts to wind down over the next year, maybe by next year we'll be able to go out to California finally and experience Disneyland. I want to do Disneyland. I want to do Tokyo Disney. I want to do Shanghai. I want to do Disney Paris. I was so close to doing that one before. I never had it, but just didn't, like an idiot.
And we
didn't
want
do it.
so bad the Disney cruise.
And the Disney cruise. We haven't done Disney cruise. We've done Royal Caribbean cruises every time. We've never done Disney Cruise Line. Now that we've got the baby again, how much fun would it be to take her on Disney Cruise Line? Whereas not that adults don't do Disney Cruise Line, but with a child, I just think it'd be a blast.
Every time we were thinking it's just because another cruise lines is we enjoy a lot too, and every time we were thinking take the Disney one, or it was for us the different characters. It wasn't that much different. Big
well, I mean,
right now it's going to be big different because of baby, and she loves that character, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse.
The big difference between Royal versus Disney is the price. Disney's almost double.
Yep.
So it is almost, but I would like to think also you're getting the Disney experience, and the Disney ships and the shows and the characters. But I will say this: the Royal Caribbean cruises, if you've never been before, plenty of children on royal cruises too. There's plenty of stuff for kids to do on royal cruises too.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot
I
of
can't
fun.
I can't give like an equal comparison because I've never been on a Disney ship. But for cruise lines, don't be discouraged. Like, oh, Royal Caribbean is not good for children. No, I think it is. There's tons of it's a family cruise thing too. So like, it's absolutely great for
I said
families
the
too.
different. It just you don't meet the characters.
Yeah.
That's it.
Disney might be a little more. I don't know. Maybe. It's going to have that Disney touch, I would think.
Yeah.
The restaurants and stuff, that type of thing. But
Yeah.
I'm not shooting down Royal by any
I'm
means.
sure
I am happy
for
with Royal too.
children, Disney cruise, it's a lot of fun.
Yes, the princesses. I would like to see the shows, the stage shows, and I've seen other videos of the restaurants on the Disney Cruise Line. The restaurants look fantastic. The food looks really, really, really nice. So, I think then, honey, I think we've gone through enough questions, right? Or a lot of questions already. Did you have any others that you wanted to answer? Or
Yeah, the main question about the baby.
Okay, you're right. So Marie Andre Dufour, there it is. I missed that one. She said, "Are you planning to?" She said, "Now that you have your beautiful baby girl, are you planning to have more kids?"
We want.
We want, God willing, like,
Yeah.
if that's in our if that's in His plan for us, then absolutely.
We want so much.
Yeah,
But we don't know how we will have or we will not have.
I'll say this: we both feel extraordinarily blessed to have a sweet
Yep.
little baby girl, Marie,
Yep.
and we would feel extraordinarily blessed to have another. So it just depends.
Yeah.
That's it. You guys will be first to know, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah, absolutely. Would love that. Would love for that to be in the cards in the future. So we will see.
Yeah.
But I am very happy
God,
and content
like
now too.
God give us the Marie, and we didn't. We wanted, but we didn't like a plan or prepare. Really, it was like we want so much, and one day the God sent her. So now we will see. Who knows? Maybe
I
it happens again.
I said this. I love being a father. I love being a new father.
Yeah,
Did you love being a mother?
Of course.
Yeah, I love it. It feels great.
It's weird. Every time catching my thought how before we live without her. It's really like a totally different.
Changes
like
everything.
Your eyes, it's opening another way to world. Really, I couldn't imagine how it's different. You're seeing everything after baby.
It changes
it's a
everything.
lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And going back to like what it's like to live here or not, it's a lot of fun to live here with a child.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's like common, like that just makes like sense or something. But yeah, like living in Orlando with a child is a blast. You can go to Disney, take fun pictures. It's too bad that there are no character meet and greets because it'd be great to let her take some pictures with the princesses and the characters.
That was the thing.
Hopefully maybe in a year or so that'll come back.
That year that she born.
Yeah, I'm not complaining, but maybe like in a year we'll be able to. But either way, there's just so much to do for children. I mean, honestly, I can't think of like everything that you could do with a child down here. There's just so much. We haven't even been to the Lego store with her. We haven't been to the M&M store with her. And I don't know. Yeah, well, having a child down there, I didn't even think about that. Like raising a family in Orlando, to me, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, yep.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Before it was a lot of fun together, but now with her,
it's a whole other element.
Yeah, not comparable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's end this with one last question, honey, because then we want to definitely give away announce the winner of the little ears. What ears is it, by the way? The lavender ears, correct? Yeah. Yay! So let's leave this on a happy, easy question.
Okay.
Amanda Britt wanted to know what's your favorite Disney character, and what's your favorite Disney movie?
My Disney favorite character it's Snow White. And before even I come to the United States, we have the version Snow White, like the Russian version. It's called Белоснежка. It's the same fairy tale. I think it's originally British.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I know this stuff that well, but it might be a Grimm's tale or something. I can't remember. Grimm's brother.
Yeah, so she's my favorite character. The movie. Disney movie, it's Aladdin, but the last one.
You like the live action? With Will Smith.
With Will Smith.
Yeah, she loves Will Smith. That's one of her favorite actors of all time. She loves Will Smith.
But he did very good job.
Yeah, I thought that movie got like bad reviews in the beginning. I thought it was good.
Yeah, he put his style in that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the Aladdin live action was good. I didn't care too much for the Lion King live action movie with. I don't know. I had my issues. I just didn't like that movie. But Aladdin one was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, favorite character. I'm gonna do a cartoon character, obviously. So it would be. Donald. I like Donald Duck. I like the Fab Five. I like Donald. Yeah. Everybody likes Mickey, so that's But I mean Donald.
Yeah.
Donald. Favorite Disney movie? That is a very, very, very tough one. Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite Disney movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And you watched a little bit of it. You didn't care for it too much, right?
For me, it's a little bit weird, to have a cinema with animation.
That's a unique one.
It's a mix. I don't know. One day I started to watch, and I don't know, something distract me, and I stop. But one day I will.
It's such a unique movie. The history behind the making of that movie, it's so unique. Yeah, I like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That'd probably be my favorite. Like, if someone said, let's sit down and watch a Disney movie, like, let's watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I like The Lion King. I like, that was my era. Like, I grew up in that era of movies, from The Mermaid, like the Disney Renaissance, Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King, Hunchback of Notre Dame, like, all those classics. But I think, for me, I would go with, like, Roger Rabbit. That's another one. Just like, what's your favorite attraction? That's a tough one. What's your favorite Disney movie? That's a tough one, too, because I got a lot that I like.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
We'll do this again.
Yeah.
In a couple of months or so. We'll do another Q&A. So, and anytime you guys have any questions, feel free to in the comments on any of our videos. You can always ask. Yep. So we love, like I always said, reading the comments.
We are sorry if we didn't answer another questions. We will try to answer under the comments. We'll go through to see which one we skip.
Yeah.
Because if we sit and answer, it will take 2 hours.
Might be we'll keep on going and going.
Next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what though? Can we answer one last one?
Yeah.
Because I think it pertains to a lot of our viewers.
Yeah.
About the warehouse. And I can't remember who asked this question. I've written it down. Someone wants to know which warehouse we like. It was Christy, I hope I pronounced this right. It's Italian. Parsaluzzi? Parsaluzzi. Christy McIntosh Parsaluzzi. I'm probably not accenting that correctly. But she wanted to know which warehouse we like more, iDrive, Vine. So
which one we like?
Which one we like more, iDrive or Vine? Let's answer that one, because I know a lot of our viewers are here because they like warehouse videos.
I like both. Just the Violent, it's a little bit closer to the parks and to the house. It's easier to get there. But I like both, because sometimes you can find something in the International Drive that you don't find in the Violent, and the opposite too.
Yep.
But I'll tell the Violent first. Yeah.
If you're looking for the best, newest merchandise, Violent.
Yeah.
If you're looking for just like the better layouts of the stores and maybe just a little bit less
crowded,
I prefer iDrive.
Yeah.
Vineland feels like it's the number one of the stores, and iDrive feels like the number two.
Yeah, Vineland is
but
like
the number
original.
two. Yeah, but the number two, the iDrive one, for some reason to me, it just feels a little more relaxed. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that. Something about it.
That's why I said
it's the layout of the store or something, the way the merchandise is displayed.
It's less stressful.
Vineland feels like it's a free-for-all. Like, people are like, I want this.
Yeah.
People are reaching and grabbing, and whereas like iDrive doesn't feel that.
That's why, because of it's closer to the park. The most tourists, I think, they are preferred to go to the Vineland.
If you guys aren't familiar, I'll just mention it. Vineland is the one that's closest to Disney Springs, to Disney, and iDrive is the one closest to Universal Studios. Alrighty, so now that we've gone through those questions, let's announce the winner. You want to do it?
Finally, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll just explain. I always try to explain this whenever we do a giveaway. The way I do it is I just take this YouTube URL link. There's an independent website that I drop that URL link into, and it automatically pulls out a random winner from the comment section that met all the requirements that we had asked. The subbing, the commenting, the liking, and all that good stuff. Bell notification. Anyway, honey, I'll let you do it.
So the our winner today is the Marie Andrew Dufour.
Yeah, Marie Andre Dufour.
Andre.
Sounds very French.
So congratulations, Marie.
Yay! You got yourself the lavender ears. Marie, all you have to do is just send us an email. It's sales@mousesecrets.com with your shipping information, name and shipping information, and we'll send them out to you right away.
Yep.
Guys, this is how easy our giveaways work. We'll be doing more in the future, so always be on the lookout for them.
Yep.
And you see how easy it is to win something. We always do ears, so maybe next time we'll do something else. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Guys, this was a lot of fun making the video. We enjoyed answering all your questions.
Thank you for questions.
Yeah. If you happen to be new to the channel, do subscribe. I don't know, comment down below. What could they comment about in this one? If you have any other questions or something. If you want to follow up on something we talked about, I guess. Or just comment whatever you want. Give the video the big old thumbs up if you had as much fun as we did making this. Yeah. Don't forget to check out mousesecrets.com for Disney matching shirts, tons of face masks, and we have merchandise straight from the parks. I'll leave all the links in the description down below. Our social media links are there. Come join the Facebook group. It's always growing very rapidly, and there's a lot of fun Disney big fans in there, so you probably have a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, take care. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Bye.